Good day to everyone. Welcome back to a series of DhammaTalks on the Buddhist World Buddhist TV, Wat Yanawa, organized by Buddhist Sangha Youth of Thailand. I am Venerable Pramahasampong, a moderator of this program. So today is our great pleasure again, to have Venerable Novice Jim with us to share his experience, his spiritual journey. That's why today we share about the spiritual talks, what we have done during the half Buddhist rain retreat. So we gonna to discuss, to share, to know what about his life again. So welcome back to our show.
Well, Kapkun Kap, it's a pleasure to be here and it's a pleasure to see you again.
Me too. Very glad to see you again. Jim, first of all, I would like to ask about your monastic life. How long have you become a novice right now, until now?
Well, it's been about 3 months.
Oh, really? So, was your a novice life or monastic life right now? It's okay. You get used to it.
Well, if you remember the comment I made before I became a novice was that it might be a different kind of a problem than most people would expect.
Right.
My comment was, if I did that, then coming back to the normal life becomes very much less likely, because I am inclined to live a monastic life anyway.
Right.
It's just now I've had an opportunity to put on the robes,
Right.
which is actually not, my lifestyle really hasn't changed from my earlier lifestyle choices, of course. But living in a monastery is actually very helpful in not just my meditational practices, which are actually more intense than I expected.
Right.
But it's also the abbot is very good to me because he actually leaves me alone.
Oh, really?
And my personality is such that that's a really good idea. I'm a self-motivator, and I pay attention, and I don't need a lot of guidance because mostly I haven't had very much in the 40 years of my Buddhist pilgrimage.
Right.
So I've had to do this mostly on my own, simply because it's not available, or wasn't available, or isn't really available easily in the West.
Yeah.
And part of my criticism, actually, is that it's very difficult for Western people to actually do what I do.
Exactly. Maybe as I talk to you about the Western, inclination, as you mentioned, they quite is, quickly tempered, They need anything is very quick, and sometimes it's very hard for them to wait, to wait for something or whatever. And even monastic life is quite, quiet and static, and that's why they very hard for them, to adjust to that. I think it's for you familiar with Buddhist practice before, right? So that's why you quite easily accustomed to this life. So that's all.
Well, certainly early on, when I did have an opportunity to do, for example, 3-day retreats with the Tibetans,
Right.
Every time my problem was going back to the ordinary world. Doing the meditational practice was a delight, and it always has been.
Right.
But going back to the world has never been interesting. And so now that I have an opportunity to not only be in a monastic environment,
Yeah.
but to do a project there at Watsachaon
Oh,
that is
interesting.
truly a very good project.
Yeah.
For
It's-
me, specifically.
I suppose so because for the great benefit for the society in the future, not just only for the monks or for the religious. Maybe I think is in next future people all around the world will get the benefit from your deed. That's a great idea, great merit.
Well, cave meditation is something that I did in Arizona. Actually, I found a wonderful cave.
Right. It's the same as the cave in Thailand.
Well, parts of it are not unlike the cave, although I was very far out in the desert. My closest neighbor was 5 kilometers away, whom I never saw.
Yeah.
Interesting in the desert in Arizona, when I did the Gayatri mantra,
3 mantra.
the Gayatri
Gayatri.
mantra, which was when I first read it in the Light of Asia, which
Light
was
of
the
Asia.
first translation into English of any Buddhist literature, and it was done in 1897. Well, I had managed to find an old copy of this, and on page 17 there was this Gayatri mantra.
Right.
Well, I would start this Gayatri mantra after about a month in the cave, and the coyotes would start howling. And it was morning, evening, daytime, afternoon, middle of the night. Didn't matter when I did it. They would start howling. And they were in the valley, probably within 300 or 400 meters of the cave, and which was their territory. And they just had the greatest time, singing to the moon or to whatever. And as soon as I started, they would start howling. And it was a wonderful natural connection, I think, that was very encouraging for me. And it also helped me appreciate the virtue and the contribution that a mantra like that can have on a person's meditation. And to stumble across this kind of odd application was fun, actually, and inspirational also.
Right. So you got some idea from Arizona cave, and then bring to Thai.
Well, actually, in 1980, at Bodh Gaya, India, I
Oh,
walked
Bodh
up the
Gaya
river
as well.
to where the Buddha did his meditation
Yep.
in that cave.
Right.
And I sat there for a while and realized that that kind of, or that specific application of meditation can be very helpful at some time in your spiritual journey.
Right.
It is a way of for example, when the Buddha became enlightened, he touched the earth
Right. After
in
that.
an earth-touching gesture, meaning something like "I am here," insofar as he was not distracted by the human condition,
Yeah.
which I thought was a very important gesture to escape from the human condition in all of its busy noisiness.
Right.
But being in a cave is like being inside the earth.
Yeah.
And that is a foundation, I think, a reasonable foundation in being very quiet, being very isolated,
Right.
and actually a feeling of a really important protection, insofar as the earth is really able to provide that in a very interesting and unique environment, which is the cave meditation.
Yeah, Jim, in Thai tradition, they have the comparison between, as you mentioned, the Buddha touching the earth. We believe that's the real Buddha. But if the Buddha in meditation posture, that is not yet become Buddha. Just only the Buddha to be, is not fully enlightened at that time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that a distinction like that was made.
So we can tell the difference between the we call the subduing the Mara, subduing the demon. Yeah. So that's why most of the principal Buddha image, sitting or lying in the ordination hall or the main temple or wherever, with this posture, as you mentioned about touching the earth, right? That's at that posture we call the Buddha in attitude of subduing the Mara, or even the goddess witnessed by the goddess, the goddess of the water, the goddess of the earth, to be the witness for his enlightenment.
Well, I think what the cave provides
Uh-huh.
is a really instant experience with solitude. And it's not an imaginary feeling. It's a
Yep.
profound experience
Right.
that is essentially unavoidable when you go into a quiet cave and sit down. It's there all the time. And that's the virtue, or one of the virtues of the cave meditation as an augmentation of your spiritual pilgrimage.
Right.
And the caves at Wat Sacha-Om are really very good at that. And there's some very old Buddhas, hundreds of years old. And these caves have been used for hundreds of years, although neglected recently. That's not going to be the case now. But
So how long is going to be the reconstruct?
oh, I don't know. I hope to start actually this week on just cleaning up the rubble. Then we need to look for some financing. One of the things that I'm very excited about is finding old temple doors, all these huge mahogany doors, and we'll use them as a way of isolating the caves. But having these old doors as a part of the atmosphere, I
Right.
think would be a nice component or addition. But funding, of course, will determine how fast this will happen.
Yeah,
I
I
Yeah.
believe that if we try to do a great thing, such a great thing. People, they will sponsor or they will help you. They will help us with that kind of thing, because first it starts from the how we can create something for the benefit of the others, not just only for us, not just only for ourselves. So that's why I believe in near future, after you have to that, the people, they will know. Even from my observation during my visit to Wat Sacha-Om, I thought at that time I saw some people, even they didn't know at that time the Sacha-Om had the cave or not. They still come there. They never known before. It's like a kind of premonition or something like that. They want to witness. They want to, to see, and then to maybe in the future after you have, refix or whatever, clean that cave, people will approach more and more, and then I think it will be great.
Well, certainly the idea is to make it convenient
Yep,
for
convenient.
people to actually go there and not be distracted by things that don't matter. And that's my responsibility to provide that environment so that they can go meditate, not go there and just have to work all the time.
Right. I see.
Yeah.
But as a kind of the meditation, maybe as you mentioned, is we call the desirable places for the meditation, and then they can meditate easily and peacefully, and so that they can enjoy. I think it's not just only Thai or some foreigners, but all people around the world, and if they know through your blog or to your web page, whatever, and then they will come and approach, want to see, and then at that time you have to plan for the transportation or about the facilities, whatever.
Well, because I already appreciate the contribution that cave meditation actually provides, that's not the meditation I'm doing any longer. So that I will have the time to do what's called the administrative aspects of things.
Right, exactly.
Which means that you're not doing the practices, you're doing all the other things that have to be done in order for people to be able to do practices.
Right.
And it's a job for someone to do. And I hope to give it away as soon as possible. But nevertheless, right now we're at the cleanup stage. We have the plans pretty well figured out. And what needs to be done, it's now doing the work, which is a wonderful thing. I actually like digging ditches and hauling rocks and cleaning dirty places.
Yes. From your face, I think it tells us you very enjoy this work so much.
It's a wonderful thing to do, and it's a wonderful opportunity for me, actually, that I feel really special. It's not the first time I've had to do this within a temple environment, and I've always enjoyed the contribution that I can make in that regard. I suspect that it will become more interesting when it becomes more accessible.
Accessible and approachable to everyone.
Well, your point is well taken that people can walk right by a cave and not know about it. And that is something that a project or part of the project is to let people know that something is there and available. Because you really do have to tell people that it's polite to tell people that, yes, this is available, and yes, we would love to have you come and participate for however long you are able to do that. And certainly I think silence and a cave is multicultural and non-language dependent, and all you really have to do is show up.
I have heard from the abbot, Jim. He said in front of the cave, he will build some, we call the Dhamma ground,
Garden, yes, we have a garden, a lily pond.
Little pond there.
Oh, absolutely, and it's a marvelous place. There are 5 huge Bodhi trees, at least 100 years old. They're immense.
Bodhi tree nearby the main hall, the new one,
Yeah, well, there's 5 altogether on this.
Great.
Huge trees.
Yeah, huge tree.
And
that's a great symbol.
It's marvelous, and they're already there.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't have to plant them, and they're huge. They're as large as the Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya.
Oh.
So they're actually immense, and they're and they've and it adds a huge contribution to the atmosphere. And yes, we do plan to have let us say, reconditioned in a better garden environment so that people can better enjoy the environment without having to trip over things that are in the way currently. Yes,
so,
it's really astounding.
Yeah, great idea for this job to, in Theravada tradition, for the meditation retreat or the venue for meditation practice, they have favorable place, place, master, food.
Yes.
Even I cannot remember others facilities. So all of these facilities, make meditation more progressive, Uh-huh.
Well, I think what it is, it's also, along with that, it's beautiful.
Right.
And in that beauty is an appreciation
Right.
that there is beauty here on the planet, and it can be valued and it can be shared in appropriate ways. And I think that it's important, even though it is kind of customary, I think, for most people to think Buddhism as suffering. That's not really true
Right.
in a real academic way. It's a sensation of that, and the appreciation that there are places you can go that
Right.
don't have these as conditions. That sitting in a cave that is, let us say, convenient, is a way of appreciating that.
Right.
It's not something you have to achieve, it's merely something you learn to appreciate. And that is the contribution that this whole project can do, and what, as far as I'm concerned, temples and monasteries are for, is to do that. They're not just a place to stash folks, it's a place to cultivate reasonable understanding
Right. Exactly.
about the basic Buddhist idea is that suffering goes away if you don't cause it to be there.
Uh-huh.
And it's cave meditation and the garden and the other things that
Yeah.
are there are really just are important, but they're almost
Right.
ready to go. I mean, they're not done, but it's something that can be done fairly easily.
Yeah.
I mean, the important things are already there, the caves and the Bodhi trees, and the history and the ancient use of the caves for this, probably for hundreds of years, if not much longer than that,
Yeah.
for not just places to live, but for places to value in a spiritual way,
Right.
and probably was true even before Buddhism or Hinduism
Yeah.
even was about to augment those choices. The caves are truly ancient.
Exactly. So even the Buddhas allowed the monk, to stay in the cave. That's one reason for why the cave is popular and accepted by Buddhists to stay in or even to live in. In India, have you heard about the one of the cave, temple cave during the Ashoka period at that time, until the 10th century. So more than 10th century, this cave is built. And this contain a lot of living quarter for monks, or even the image hall, whatever we call the Ashanta and Alora in India, in central part of India. I think it's a very great idea. That
Well, there's caves in China and Afghanistan and
Yeah,
everywhere.
as well.
And Tibet, of course, the
Yeah.
cave meditations for Padmasambhava and
right.
other strange folks were certainly part of the history.
Okay. Thank you very much for this show. So the end of the program. Let me brief into Thai ก็ขอเจริญพรในส่วนของการสนทนาธรรมกับสามเณรจิมในวันนี้ก็เป็นการสนทนาในเรื่องของความคืบหน้าในการที่จะสร้างวัดถ้ำซึ่งอาตมาภาพได้คุยกับท่านในเบื้องต้นในเรื่องของการบวชว่าท่านมีความรู้สึกเป็นมาอย่างไรท่านก็มีความรู้สึกว่าก็ไม่ได้ค่อยแตกต่างมากนักในการที่เป็นพระเพราะว่าชีวิตของท่านก็คลุกคลีกับพุทธศาสนามาพอสมควรอยู่แล้วดังนั้นเมื่อบวชเป็นพระก็สามารถที่จะทำประโยชน์อะไรได้มากยิ่งขึ้นนั่นก็เป็นข้อดีและที่สำคัญนั้นท่านก็ได้มีสมาธิในการที่จะทำงานมุ่งทำงานซึ่งท่านก็มีโครงการก็คือวัดถ้ำอยู่ตอนนี้ทำให้วัดถ้ำหรือว่าเคฟนะที่ว่าท่านอยู่ที่วัดทรัพย์ชะอมนั้นเนี่ยได้ เริ่มนะในการที่จะทำความสะอาดแล้วก็เริ่มสร้างตรงนั้นเพื่อที่จะเป็นสถานที่ปฏิบัติธรรมให้เป็นธรรมชาติที่สุด แล้วก็จะมีการจัดในเรื่องของโลจิสติกก็คือในเรื่องของการขนส่งในเรื่องของอาหารในเรื่องของทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างเป็นในเชิงของการบริหารเพื่อที่จะอำนวยความสะดวก และที่สำคัญญาติโยมบางคนบางท่านที่ผ่านไปทางพระพุทธบาทสระบุรีก็อาจจะก่อนอีก4โลเท่านั้นนะจะถึงแต่ว่าญาติโยมไม่ค่อยรู้จักเท่าไหร่รู้จักแต่คณะถ่ายละครถ่ายภาพยนตร์แม้กระทั่งจากต่างประเทศก็ไปถ่ายทำภาพยนตร์ที่ถ้ำแห่งนี้แต่อาจารย์จิมมองว่าน่าจะมีโอกาสในการที่จะมาทำเป็นที่ปฏิบัติธรรมก็คือทำเป็นวัดถ้ำดังที่ได้สนทนาไปก่อนหน้านี้นะฮะซึ่งหน้านี้ก็ได้มาสนทนาเพิ่มเติมเพื่อที่จะให้ญาติโยมทำความเข้าใจได้มากยิ่งขึ้นสำหรับญาติโยมท่านใดที่สนใจก็สามารถที่จะติดต่อกับทางวัดและก็สามารถที่จะร่วมในการที่จะสร้างพระพุทธศาสนาผ่านวัดถ้ำตรงนั้นเพื่อที่จะเป็นสถานที่ปฏิบัติธรรมให้ชาวต่างประเทศและชาวไทยที่อยู่ในละแวกหรือคนที่สนใจทั่วไปได้มีโอกาสได้เข้าถึงพระธรรมผ่านวัดซึ่งเป็นสัปปายะก็คือเป็นสถานที่สัปปายะอย่างหนึ่งก็ให้ญาติโยมได้มีโอกาสตรงนั้นก็ในช่วงท้ายของรายการอาตมาภาพก็จะขอได้นำเสนอหนังสือ2เล่มเหมือนอย่างเช่นเคยหนังสือเล่มนี้ก็จะเป็นหนังสือหลักวิธีสอนโลกให้เก่งหลักวิธีสอนโลกให้เก่งตามแนวพุทธศาสตร์ญาติโยมท่านใดที่กำลังรับชมรายการเป็นแฟนรายการนะทั้ง2รายการก็คือของกลุ่มยุคพุทธสงฆ์ประเทศไทยก็คือรายการวิเคราะห์ข่าวพระพุทธศาสนาและรายการธรรมะทอล์กนะครับก็สามารถที่จะติดต่อรับได้นะคือเล่ม1ตัวเล่ม2ก็คือนี่ฮะก็เช่นเคยนะฮะก็คือ Buddhist Humor ก็ญาติโยมท่านใดที่ต้องการokay if you want to get this book you want to talk to the authors so please access to the email provided here so I hope you enjoy the show Jim thank you very much for your participation
Sawadee-krap, and it's a pleasure to see you again.
I hope you enjoy the monastic life and then do benefit for all. Yes, thank you very much. So, in the end of our show, I am Pramaha Sompong Santajito from Wat Arun. It's a great pleasure talking or sharing Buddha Dharma with Novice Jim. And I hope you enjoy the show. And so, please comment or share your idea, whatever you have. Feel free, or even you would like to listen to the online, please access to our website www.bsyth.com or even our blog. So thank you very much for witnessing. And see you next time, same place. Until then.